Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week 7 of Anthropology 492, Anthropological Theories. Today, we're going to be talking about your project for this semester. Let me flip over to the syllabus here. We are down here in week 7, right here. And you got a paper coming up pretty quick. It's going to be due on the 20th of March, which is the week right after spring break. Then quickly after that, on the 10th of April, you have your PowerPoint is due, and then you're going to be presenting them down here in week 15, the week of the 20th through the 24th of April. So let's take a look at what you will be expected to do for your paper and presentation in this class. So in this class, you're going to write a 10-page final paper applying the theoretical perspectives we've talked about this semester. This project should discuss at least 3 theoretical schools discussed this semester, including the strengths and weaknesses to each approach. The section should also discuss the application of each of these theories to researching the same aspect of modern American life. So if you're picking 3 different theories for this project, make sure you're using them all to talk about the same aspect of American life. Don't use them to talk about different things. And this should be pretty familiar for you because we have been doing this weekly in our discussion posts where you're applying these theories to an aspect of American life to help you get ready to do this paper. So once you've written this paper, you're going to complete a PowerPoint of this research, at least 10 minutes long. It should include graphics and be visually appealing as well as informative. Don't just copy blocks of text from your paper onto your PowerPoint and read them, right? You want to have bullet points and you want to expound on them throughout your talk. And next, we're going to go through both the outline for the paper and the presentation. Your paper is first. So we're talking about a 10-page paper. You should have an abstract of about 1 paragraph. This should be written last, that way you know what your paper is about. It includes a brief synopsis of the paper, including topics and major themes, which themes, what topic of American society you're going to study, as well as the 3 theories that you're going to be using. Next part is a 1-page introduction, introducing the major themes of the paper, major goals of your analysis. Part B is the theory. You're going to do 3 separate short theory sections for each theory, an outline of who the major theorists are, what their major ideas are, who are they reacting to, and who has reacted to them. So this is not necessarily the application part, but you're just kind of introducing these 3 theories. So you're going to spend a half a page on theory 1. So for example, I'm going to do materialism for number 1, and I'm going to do symbol and ritual for number 2, and I'm going to do Boasian anthropology for number 3. You're going to tell us who they are, who the major players are, and what the kind of the major intellectual thrust of the theory is. Next, you're going to talk about, in part C, you're going to apply them to a specific area of American culture. You're going to start with part number 5, when you describe an event or an aspect of American culture for 2 pages. This is an ethnographic description, rich in detail. So you're going to have to tell me about it and not just assume that I know. So even if it's something pretty common, like I'm going to apply these to Christmas, right? You're going to write this description as if you're explaining to someone who's not aware of what this is. And you also want to think about how this acts as a total social fact. When we talked about this in our Marcel Mauss week, right? So you want to pick something that doesn't just stick to one domain of life. You're going to want to pick something that touches on a number of domains. So for instance, if I'm choosing Christmas, I want to talk about how this is tied to religion, but it's also tied to kinship and family, also tied to economics, right? So it's one of these phenomena which reaches across kind of the arbitrary boundaries, which we often find in like an introduction to anthropology textbook, and is one of those kind of dominant themes in our society. Part 6, 7, and 8, you're going to take the 3 theories which you outlined up here in part B, and you're going to apply them 1 page each to an aspect of American society, which you picked in number 5, right? You want to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of this. What parts of this aspect of American society do these theories highlight, or do they illuminate? And what parts are they not as good at talking about? What did they leave out? So you're going to want a 1-page section for each of those theories that you're applying down here in 6, 7, and 8. And then finally, in part D, you're going to have your analysis and conclusion, as well as your references and citations. For your analysis, is about 1.5 pages. Here, you're going to discuss which theory fits best and why you're going to be the judge of these things. Which situations do you think would other theories work better in? Are there any other theories we discussed this semester which you didn't use as part of your theories, which you think would be interesting to apply to this perspective and why. And then finally, your one-page conclusion. Reiterate the major themes of your paper. What is the significance of choosing one theory or over another? What can theory do, both generally and specific, to shed light on an aspect of society? And then you want to include your citations. You want to include all the major references for the theories that you're going to be using. You can take these from the readings this semester, but you want to make sure you cite pages if you're using direct quotes from those theories. And also, you're welcome to use other theories, either other readings from these same theorists or other theorists who are working in these same fields to talk about it. But I do want to see that you are at least engaging with the readings that we've done in this class. It's a way for me to see, test your comprehension here. And once you're done writing your paper, then you're going to move on to your PowerPoint. Your PowerPoint has at least 9 slides. You can have more, but you have to have at least these 9, and this is what I'll be using when I grade. Slide number 1, you should have your title as well as your name and other information. Slide 2, an introduction, which is both an overview of what you're going to do, the topic in American life you're choosing to study, as well as a brief list of those 3 theories or theorists that you're going to use. Slide number 3, you're going to focus on a particular case study of American life, detailed description for the audience who don't know what it is or why you chose it. And also you want to talk about why it's a good example of what Marcel Mauss calls a total social fact, like we just talked about. Slide 4, 5, and 6, you're going to talk about your 3 different theories that you use. You're going to describe the theory, who are the major authors, what are the pros and cons of this theory, why did you pick this theory, and what does it illuminate about your case study in particular, as well as what does it leave out. Slide number 7 is going to be your analysis. Again, what theory worked best and why? Are there any other theories we discussed this semester which would be interesting to apply to this perspective? Slide number 8, you're in your conclusion. You want to reiterate the major themes of the paper, including what is the significance of choosing a theory and what can theory do to shed light on society. Slide number 9 is going to be your references and citations. You should get this, again, from the same references you used in your paper. And then we're going to be presenting these your presentations in class or online in week 15. And you're going to want to, if you're an in-person student, you're signed up for that section, you'll be presenting it in class and we'll record it and post it for the people online to watch. If you are an online student, you need to share your video through YouTube or another video streaming service. Don't just send me a file of your video. You'll want to upload it somewhere and then make it shareable both with me as well as the rest of the class. Don't send just a OneDrive folder that's locked to just me, because then I can't share it to somebody else. So your class is going to watch this and we're all going to be thinking about your presentation and commenting on it. So only students in the online section will submit a video. In-person students, you will present your work in class. So just a few more things before we wrap up. I've also posted here the essay rubric. This is the department essay rubric if you're interested in how I'm going to be grading, not just for content, but also kind of the mechanical stuff about your learning outcomes in order about your analytic thinking and content development, your intercultural understanding and appreciation, your knowledge of those different theories, as well as how well you do verbal and nonverbal communication. You can kind of see what we're looking for in the department for that. And also, if you're interested in extra credit, March 1st is going to be the due date for the SRCC research conference here at Eastern New Mexico University. So if you would like to submit your project to the SRCC, you can submit an abstract through this link right here. And you'll want to make sure to send me a copy so I can give you that extra credit on your final. Okay, that's it for the paper and presentation discussion today. If you have any questions about what you're supposed to do now that you've watched this video, feel free to contact me or my assistants and we'll help walk you through those questions. Okay, that's it. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.